All right, let's get a check of your first alert forecast now with meteorologist Tony Chivaroli.
And Tony, so far it's been a pretty nice week weather-wise if folks do want to get outside or get to one of the pools that are open this summer. How are we looking for that?
It's going to be another stretch here, guys, where we're just staying nice and warm, but not too hot. But I do have some positive news here. If you're looking for a bit more sunshine, that heat, we could see it for Saturday now. So we settle on in, getting closer to that weekend. Right now, of course, it is calm. It is dark out there. It is only 5:17 for your Thursday morning. We get these temperatures rolled on out here. Got Columbia at 63, Lexington closer to 65, a little bit cooler. Some spots out towards the west, but there's a little more clearing right now. We're seeing Newberry dropping back to 59. Saluda, very close. Let's move further to the east, though. We've got Camden at 63, Lugoff very similar, down to Orangeburg at 64, more lower 60s up into Manning. Many spots are going to be consistent with these marks. Some, of course, a little bit cooler, but you are going to be seeing also a little bit of mugginess out there. So even though some temperatures are falling a bit more back, you're not feeling as cool necessarily. We get to low 80s today. We see things staying mainly dry. Now for tomorrow, we can get a little bit of a pop for at least a couple stray storms, but I want you, of course, to think about this weekend change coming now, because this is going to be a burst of warmer temperatures. More heat's really getting into Saturday. I'm anticipating more sunshine now, so as we make that look on forward, it is going to be a nice stretch for some outdoor activity. Just got to make sure you're keeping it cool. Anything such as getting the car washed going to be pretty good here, as of course we're relatively staying dry. Going to be seeing, of course, some hazy sun. Going to be getting more summer-like. As of course, you know, we're transitioning into June. It makes sense. We go today. We see these winds out of the north and east. This will be a good consistent trend. We'll of course see more of a wind pattern and also some moisture hanging around. That will give us a setup today that will give us a lot of mid-80s. Going with 84 now, slightly higher with the high temperature. Very similar for tomorrow as we just get more of this mixing going on in the atmosphere with sun trying desperately to poke through the cloud cover at times. It will get some breaks here and there. Getting overnight, we see into Friday. Again, clouds rolling in, still some hazy sun trying to break through at a bit of a way, especially for the afternoon. And with daytime heating here, we could get actually a little bit more in the way of some spotty, isolated storms. This is going to be where a cold front will be getting close to the region. This actually going to be taking any rain chances away from Saturday now. So as we look into tomorrow, I want to make sure you keep the eyes to the sky, getting later into this one, because this is actually going to be the threat window where we could see a couple, yes, little stray downpours, a couple storms. Not the best threat, not widespread, but in that spotty sense, you got to be weather aware. And here's the setup now for Saturday. Look at this. More sunshine breaks out. Going to be a lovely day, and more of this increasing sunshine now could keep things dry for the start of the weekend, but also bring us more heat. We're looking to see temperatures now racing closer to 90. Here we go. Today we celebrate World Milk Day. Always love a nice, good, cold glass of milk, maybe a cookie. Not as much for the morning, though. You know, maybe for dessert later. Let's go into the afternoon. We see these highs approaching, of course, those mid-lower 80s. We got some cloud cover. It's going to be a pretty easy Thursday for you. And then overnight, we get back to mid-60s. Now, as we go to Friday, got to watch out, of course, for those little stray storms. And then going into the start of that weekend, I'm going dry for you now. But yes, those temperatures will be getting on the up and up. Got to be thinking about more of that sun and heat safety now as we transition into, yes, those weekend plans.